Clemson College game. Kickoff will be 12:10 this Saturday. Yesterday was announced to be a 6-day window for the NC State game. That will be either a noon kick or a 3:30 kick. We'll be able to let you know on Sunday. I want to thank Herb Tyler from Chick-fil-A and Seneca Clemson for providing our lunch today. One note on next week's schedule. It's going to be fall break at Clemson. So next Tuesday we'll start, Coach Swinney, 15 minutes early. We'll start at 10:45, and then we'll do player interviews from 11:30 to 1, and then their meetings start at 1:15. So we'll have to get everything done by 1 o'clock next Tuesday. Turn it over to Coach.
Okay, good team win last week. Really proud of our guys for how they played. Another big opportunity for us this weekend to hopefully continue to build some momentum and, just kind of sticking with our mentality of one-game season. And the season this week is Boston College. So we got a big challenge going up there. And the biggest thing for us is just trying to continue to prepare well, with a sense of urgency and just try to keep on getting better. That's where we are right now. But I am proud of the effort of these guys. It's kind of like being in a heavyweight fight, and we got knocked down a couple times in the early rounds, but these guys have gotten up and they have battled back and won a few rounds, and now they're it's all about how we finish. So we're still in the fight, so to speak, and a lot of people probably counted them out when they got knocked down early, but they've battled back. So I'm proud of the guys for that. But we got to continue to just practice the right way and keep getting better. Boston College is always tough. It really doesn't. You can just kind of take the names off the jerseys every year. It really doesn't matter. They are who they are, and they're big and they're strong, and they're always a very difficult team to play. We've only won there one time, so in the history of this school. So it's obviously not a place that Clemson has had a lot of success, and we'll have to play a very, very good game to beat these guys. The thing I see about them is they're getting better. As a football team, it's pretty obvious to see that. They go down to FSU, who right now is might be the best team in our conference, and they go down there, and I think it was 19-7 early going into the fourth quarter, and they ended up losing by 5 points, but had a chance to win that game. And then this past week they lose by 3 points to Maryland. So they're getting better. They've shown offensively. The biggest thing has been their quarterback. They've played 3 different quarterbacks, and now they've kind of settled in with the freshman, and he's getting better, and so they're getting better. And they're a dangerous football team, and so what they'd like for us to do is look at their record and just kind of think that they're not going to show up, and we know that's far from the truth. This is a very dangerous team that, again, is getting better and is very capable. So offensively for them, the thing that jumps out at you is they're huge. They've got 9 guys that are 6'6", 6'7", or 6'8", and they're 2 deep on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, they're just big people up there, and they're veterans. They've only got the center, got their starter back at tight end, and all the rest of their guys. Their left tackle, 74, is a heck of a player. He's a giant himself. Number 2 is a very good back, leading the league in rushing. Montel, know him very well. Watched him in high school. He is a tough runner and very capable of making some big plays. They're very NFL type-ish on offense as far as their system and what they try to do. They love to be balanced. They're running it 31 times, throwing it 31 times. That's who they are. And the leading receiver is a freshman right now, but very capable guys in particular at tight end. But again, the biggest thing is quarterback. 7 has kind of become the guy, but 16's played probably the most. of the two. And, for us, really, it's just about continuing to play smarter and good, solid defense, regardless of who we play or where we play. And that's what I'm looking for this weekend by our defense. But obviously, we've got to stop the run and affect the quarterback. Whoever's in there, we got to get after the quarterback. Defensively, they're number one in the league in rush defense, and they're usually right around number one, number two, number three every single year, regardless of who the players are. So they obviously have a very good system, and they know how to apply the system to the opponent. They're number three in total defense. So, again, just typical BC. The biggest thing about them is they don't beat themselves. You have to really put drives together, and when an opportunity presents itself, you got to take advantage of it. And if you look at our game last year, we didn't score a single touchdown against them. We kicked a ton of field goals, but had it not been for that, we'd have been in a dogfight because that we had a hard time getting the ball in the end zone. So that's where we'll have to do a better job this year, score some touchdowns. But again, they know their system very well. They got a couple of injuries. Their defensive end is looks like he's out. The corner, Goss, I don't know. He got banged up too. He may be back, and the free safety is also questionable. So not really sure there. But the biggest thing with them is it all starts up front. Those two inside guys are very disruptive players, good football players. And every single year we play them, they always have a couple of D tackles that cause problems. Number 40 is their leading tackler in this conference. He's everywhere. He makes a bunch of tackles. He's kind of like that guy from Maryland that I think he's number 2 now, the guy from Maryland. But 40 is a good ball player, and it's good to see Herzlich back. It's good. I've had a good time watching tape and seeing old number 94 back out there, and that's a great story, and really excited to be able to see Mark before the game and congratulate him on his season and his journey that he's been on to get back to playing, and so really proud of him. But he's I wish I could didn't have to see him on the field playing against us, but he's a good player, and it's good to see him back out there. But special teams was key for us last year. It'll be the same this year. They got a really good field goal kicker. I think he leads the conference, 12 of 14 in field goals, so very capable of scoring points in the kicking game. They're punters from South Carolina here, and also a very good punter. So hopefully we can get a spark in special teams and for ourselves there. But the biggest challenge for us this week is going on the road and playing a complete game, because we have yet to do that. Going on the road, we've been in position to win twice on the road, and one of them against the number 1 team in the country now, and we didn't finish. So that's the goal for us this week, is to go on the road, play a complete game, and finish like we're capable of. With that, I'll take some questions.
A year ago, you were very effective defensively against them. Is that an aberration, or is that what you anticipate again?
I would say 54 yards against an opponent is that doesn't happen very often. I wouldn't expect that. I don't know how often you can expect that to ever happen. But that was kind of our day, and everything kind of went our way. They hit some big plays on us. People don't talk about that. But it was just they had a lot of negative plays that took off a lot of those yards. So, hopefully we'll play good against them again. But was it 54 yards? That'd be a tall order. So aberration, I don't know. It was just Clemson's day that day. And you had a lot of delays. It was a crazy day.
From a defensive standpoint, you're looking at they've got the leading rusher in the league, and they've had some inconsistent quarterback play. Do you almost concern yourself with the fact that they could try to throw the kitchen sink maybe this week more than any? They're a desperate team. I mean, do you almost go in a bit kind of wondering just what you might see that you haven't seen on film?
they're a desperate team. They know what their issues are, and you don't see any panic in those guys. They're just trying to get better, and that's what they're doing. They're getting better. They've got a young quarterback. They've had obviously a unsettled situation there, and but now they've kind of settled in, and again they're getting better. I see them gaining confidence, in particular on offense. But no, I think they're going to be who they are, and here's what we do, and let's get better at what we do, and I don't see them changing from that. I just think they're more concerned about how they play as opposed to playing Clemson or anything like that. I would doubt that. They're going to hand that ball off to Montel Harris, and they're going to screen it, and then they're going to hand it off again, and they're going to throw it up top, and they got a big 6'6" wide out. They have thrown the ball a little bit more downfield this year. Done a good job throwing some paint balls, some back shoulder balls to some guys. So, but the biggest thing for us is just trying to effectively stop the run, so we can hopefully play to our strengths.
Dabo, are you seeing some of the same? I mean, last year you guys came out and won those two big games against Wake Forest and went down to Miami. Kind of as that winning streak progressed, are you seeing some of that same momentum? Are the guys feeling that same kind of, positivity now that they've taken a couple and see what might be out there for them?
Well, I mean, we're getting better, kind of like we did last year, and certainly when you win a couple games, that builds momentum, and but these guys, I mean, they've shown up every week. Last year's team laid an egg. This team has come to play every week, and that's a trademark that I like. We have not played smart every week, and we have beat ourselves on a couple of occasions. But right now they're starting to play a little smarter. They've stopped beating themselves, and they've continued to play hard. And so that's the biggest thing.
Dabo, you said you saw Harris play in high school. Was that just down recruiting Jamie, or were y'all looking at him too?
Yeah. He and Jamie were teammates, and we did not recruit Montel. He was a good player. He actually was committed to Duke for a long time, and I literally think he's signed with BC or committed to BC 2 days before signing day or something. I'm not even sure he'd been up there yet, but maybe he went up there that last weekend, if I remember correctly. But anyway, that was obviously a great pickup for Boston College. He's turned into a heck of a player.
How do you think Hawkins has played, and what about his progress game to game so far this season?
Really, really getting better. He played very good Saturday against Georgia Tech. I mean, he really did a good job. All of our linebackers played good Saturday, but he's just growing in his role. He's been a good, solid quarterback for us of the defense. Very smart. The guys really have a lot of respect for him as a leader over there. He's probably only had one bad game, but he's been very solid, and just continues to get better. Still got some learning and maturing to do, but as a sophomore player, he's on his way to being very, very good.
Are you worried about him with the size that you talked about that BC has, getting on blocks against them and just other teams too?
Well, he is what he is. I mean, he's strong and he's stout and all that kind of stuff, but he's crafty, and that's why he's always been a good player. He's been able to overcome his limitations. He's not a big, tall guy with long arms or something like that can play off the blocks, but he's crafty and gets the job done. He's a very productive player. But you always are concerned when you look over and you see 6'7", 6'8". So he'll have to play fast against these cats, that's for sure. And our defensive line,